Do you find it difficult to understand native English speakers? Do you want to learn more and have more opportunities in life? It depends only on you. I'm a Canadian and I'm gonna help you with your pronunciation and your vocabulary. In exchange, send this video to your friends. This will help them and will help you to spread the word. Remember, it's only you who can do this. Stick here and you're gonna learn. Welcome to another video. Begin this video by liking and subscribing. This way you receive more videos. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. Here you have a text to practice your accent and to sound more like a native speaker. Now, the article. Long hair versus short hair.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from the British Council's Learn English Team's website and their YouTube channel. Today I'm joined with my friend Natasha again. You might have seen her in some of our other videos that we did. We did one when we were travelling in Berlin and we did another one which was a British versus American accent. No, was it an accent challenge? It kind of was.
Or like how we pronounce different words.
Yeah, how we pronounce different words. So if you haven't seen those videos, then feel free to check those out after this one. But in today's video, we're going to talk about our experiences cutting our hair. And obviously our hair is like long now, it's grown back. But yeah, Natasha's hair is also grown back. But when we cut it, it was very, very short. We'll put in some photos so you guys can have an idea of what it looked like. So we wanted to talk a bit about our experience, just so you know, I guess, why we did it, and also if you're thinking about cutting your hair, whether for charity like we did, or just to try something new. You have some other people's opinions, I guess, who have already done it. Why did you cut your hair?
Well, okay, so my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and she had to shave her head quite a few times. And she's always been someone who had a lot of meaning and emotion attached to her hair, so it was always a very sad thing for her. So I have been thinking about it for a lot, and like finally got the courage to do it with her.
I decided to cut my hair was because I wanted to raise some money for a British charity called Mind UK. And Mind UK basically helps people who have mental illness or are struggling with depression, and it's something that I know people who have suffered with depression and mental health illnesses, so it's a cause that I wanted to support. So I thought it'd be a good idea to raise money and try out a new hairstyle at the same time. So that's why I did it.
How did you feel leading up to the day that you actually cut your hair?
I was very nervous. There were a couple of times that I thought maybe I'll change my mind and do something else instead. But I'm glad I did do it. There was just a lot of apprehension. A lot of people told me to consider it really well and make sure it was the decision I wanted to really do. So I was a bit nervous, but how did you feel?
I was also really nervous. I think for a long time I flip-flopped.
And how did you feel after doing it?
I think immediately after, I really regretted it because I think you know it is a big change, and it's very alarming to see yourself with no hair. So I think immediately after I regretted it, but then being with my mom, like, that helped me process it and like realize, oh, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And then as I got used to it, you know, I think it's just like anything, like getting used to a change in your life. It was really liberating, because my showers were so short, like I didn't have to worry about going out in the cold with wet hair, and I actually kind of liked the way that it looked. What about you? How did you feel after?
I'm in different stages where I had like different emotions. I think right at the beginning I was really excited because it was like a new style, and like you said, it was really easy and quick to wash your hair. But I think after a couple of months, it grew to like a weird length, and then that was kind of difficult because you had to think about how to style your hair. Now it's different, and like every week, my hair didn't grow that fast. Every month, it was like almost a new, not challenge, but you had to like think more about how I would style my hair. And there were times that I really missed my long hair.
Do you have any advice for others who might be considering this big change?
I would say if you are doing it, be 100% sure that you're doing it for yourself or for a really good cause that you want to support. So what I did as well is I wrote a list of pros and cons, or like reasons to cut my hair and reasons not to, and then that really helped me weigh up whether it was a good decision I was making. And I guess this goes for anything in life if you're thinking about doing anything. Pros and cons are like really good ways to have an idea of your thoughts and see which choice you want to take. But I would say as well, of course it's good to get other people's opinions, but at the end of the day you've got to listen to your heart and what you want to do, and don't let other people make the decision for you. Before we go, the question to ask, would you do it again?
Well, actually it's interesting that you asked me that because I really miss my long hair, and I think for now I'm just going to grow out my hair and I'm not going to cut it anymore. But there have been times, especially like during the awkward stages of hair life, where I've been like, oh, I just want to shave it all off again. I think for now, I'm probably not going to do it. There may be a point in my life, later on down the road where I will, but I want my long hair back.
Yeah, me too, I think. It's a nice experience, but I think I want to see the potential of how long my hair can grow. Now that I've done it once, I think if I ever was to do it again in the future, it wouldn't be so hard, or I wouldn't be as hesitant because I've already had that experience and I know what to expect. But yeah, I guess that's it. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please let us know in the comments below what you think of the topic. What do you think about cutting your hair? Have you ever done it? Would you ever do it? And we look forward to seeing what you have to say. So have a lovely day and see you in the next video, hopefully. Bye! Thank you!
Remember to go to the description. You have links to Canadian companies searching for employees outside of Canada. Now, the difficult words.
Attached to like someone or something very much. Charity, an organization whose purpose is to give money, food, or help to those who need it, or to carry out activities such as medical research that will help people in need, and not to make a profit. Illnesses, a disease of the body or mind. Hairstyle, the style in which someone's hair is cut and arranged, instead, in place of someone or something else. Apprehension, worry about the future, or a fear that something unpleasant is going to happen. Flip-flopped, a type of open shoe, often made of rubber, with a V-shaped strap that goes between the big toe and the toe next to it. Regretted, a feeling of sadness about something sad or wrong, or about a mistake that you have made, and a wish that it could have been different and better. Showers, a device that releases drops of water through a lot of very small holes, and that you stand under to wash your whole body. Weird, very strange and unusual, unexpected, or not natural. Awkward, difficult to use, do, or deal with. Hesitant, if you are hesitant, you do not do something immediately or quickly, because you are nervous or not certain. Look forward, to feel pleased and excited about something that is going to happen.
Remember, in the description you have a link to reach us. You have links for Canadian companies searching for employees outside of Canada. Leave your comments about this video, and this way I could know what you like and what I can do to better help you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.